Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is King Nido here, and for the first time this season we're coming to you from the mystical region that is Holon, as the heroes will be hosting the Striaton Greens, and both these sides have a 2-2 record this season, so they both have a lot riding on this. Now let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this one. Will it be the Delta team? Will it be the Grass Types? Let's send it down now! As I said, both these sides have won 2 games and lost 2 games, as Florges and Toadscruel will be starting out for the Striaton Greens. It will be Leafeon and Vaporeon starting out for the Holon Heroes, and immediately Florges will be terrestrializing into that grass typing, so it sheds that fairy typing that it normally has. I do not know why Vaporeon is starting out this match for the Holon Heroes. Surely they must have a plan in mind, as Leafeon with the speed advantage immediately goes for the Mega Punch, which Florges is able to avoid. Florges looking to respond, goes with the Sludge Bomb, and a super effective one-hit wonder. Leafeon is eliminated from this matchup already, and Vaporeon with a defense curl immediately boosting those defenses. It's surely not feeling great about where it is right now, as we get the Aqua Cutter from Toadscruel, which isn't very effective onto Vaporeon, and out comes Glaceon for the heroes. Florges now with the power split, focusing in on Vaporeon here, sharing his power with that target. Now Vaporeon looking to respond, going for the Hypnosis, but due to that Flower Veil, Florges is protected, and we get a substitute from Glaceon, so it cuts into some of its own health to put the substitute in its place that will take damage for Glaceon. Toadscruel with the Trick Room is going to change the speed dimensions of the match, making Toadscruel, or it should have made Toadscruel the quickest, but Glaceon matching its speed goes for the Aerial Ace, which is super effective onto Toadscruel there. And now Vaporeon with the Heal Bell, but a bell will chime. Unfortunately, it is going to fail. We get the high horsepower now onto Vaporeon from Florges. Toadscruel does follow it up with the Spatial Rend onto Vaporeon, who tanks that hit massively. And we get the Mega Kick now coming from, which is avoided by Toadscruel from Glaceon. And the Dragon Breath, though, however, won't be avoided by Toadscruel from Vaporeon. Drill Peck onto Vaporeon. Everyone with the offensive moves right now. So much is going on. And we get the Meteor Mash coming from Toadscruel, but Glaceon's able to avoid that attack. Vaporeon, though, looking to capitalize with the Snipe Shot onto Toadscruel and gets the elimination, capitalizing on that Park Ground typing as we get the close combat from Glaceon onto Florges. Gets a really good hit there, does Glaceon, which is also going to lower its defense and special defense, but thankfully it still has that substitute in play as Florges goes for the Bubble Beam onto Vaporeon here, which isn't very effective on the water type Pokemon. Out comes Brute Bonnet now for the Striaton Greens, and immediately going for the Tar Shot. Unfortunately, it does fail for the Grass type. And we get the Shadow Claw now coming from Glaceon, continuing to go for Florges here. Looks like they want to get the Terrestrial Pokemon off the field. And we get the Heat Wave from Vaporeon, super effective on both Grass type Pokemon, but it gets that elimination of Florges. The Holon Heroes have taken the lead for the first time in this matchup now, as that sun comes back out onto the field, and the Twisted Dimensions have actually returned to normal. And it's Rillaboom now coming out for the Striaton Greens, who immediately sets up a gravity, intensifying the gravity over the field. No one is a flying type, so no one gets brought down to the ground, as Vaporeon with the Fissure, and it is a one-hit KO onto Rillaboom. A fantastic hit. That is why you bring the water type Pokemon into this matchup. It's followed up by the Smackdown onto Brute Bonnet by Glaceon, who, remember, still has that substitute going on the field. Brute Bonnet going for the Bullet Seed onto Vaporeon. This multi-hit move is going to be super effective, and with the second hit gets the elimination of the evolution. Fantastic response there by Brute Bonnet to make sure that the Holon Heroes didn't start to build too much momentum. It'll be Gogoat now. Gogoat coming out for the Grass types, and Espeon coming out, immediately going for a Wish. Probably wishing that their side will win this matchup, because they could actually move into the Elite Four with a victory here, as we get the Drill Peck onto Glaceon from Gogoat. Substitute taking the damage, and that substitute has faded from the field. Glaceon coming back out and immediately goes for the round in response to Gogoat here. Gets a good hit there as Brute Bonnet goes for the Fell Stinger, which is super effective onto Espeon, doing huge damage. Espeon responds though with the Gigaton Hammer onto Go-Goat. Massive hit. Go-Goat though responds with the Crunch. That super effective move eliminates Espeon from this match. Everyone keeping up their offenses as Glaceon now setting up a Swords Dance. This is going to boost its attack stat a great deal. Glaceon is more of a special attacker, however, and we get the Victory Dance from Brute Bonnet. This is going to boost its attack and defense as well as its speed. Both of these Pokemon dancing away on the field, and out comes Umbreon now for the Holo Heroes. There's 3 Pokemon remaining on both sides as Brute Bonnet is now the quickest Pokemon on the field, goes for the ally switching places with Go-Goat, and Go-Goat goes with the Steel Wing, which is super effective on the Glaceon. Glaceon holds on though, and Umbreon is going to go for the Bitter Malice, which Brute Bonnet heavily tanks. It does have its attack stat lowered, however, and now Glaceon going for the last resort, but that does fail, unfortunately, for the evolution. Brute Bonnet now with the Cotton Guard is going to boost its defense a great deal. Go-Goat now with the Bullet Punch though, finishing off Glaceon with yet another super effective move, even getting the critical hit for good measure. And the Striking Greens have actually taken back the lead as Umbreon with the Magic Powder doesn't affect Brute Bonnet, who is part Dark type, and the gravity has returned to normal now, and it will be Jolteon as the last Pokemon for the Holo Heroes. This heavily speedy Pokemon immediately goes for the Guillotine, and it's another one-hit KO move for the Holo Heroes, taking out Brute Bonnet this time and leveling the field at 2 remaining on both sides as we get the Nightshade onto Umbreon from Go-Goat. Umbreon does respond with the super effective Icy Wind, and Go-Goat is able to actually hold on. It does have its speed lowered, however, and out comes Abomasnow, who has that Snow Warning ability, so it will cause that beautiful snow to start falling over the field, but is met with an Iron Head, which is super effective there from Jolteon. Umbreon follows it up, setting up for a Meteor Beam, so it's actually going to boost its special attack on this turn, and it has that only 60 base special attack, but with the boost, it's surely going to get a massive hit in here. And the Attract there, yes, the Attract onto Jolteon makes it fall in love with Abomasnow, and now we get the Poison Gas from Go-Goat, which is going to leave both evolutions on the field poisoned right now. Imagine that, a poisonous Umbreon taking the field. That would be amazing to actually see, as Jolteon and Umbreon both feeling the effects of that poisoning. This is still anybody's game. Go-Goat though is hanging on, but the evolutions are on a ticking clock with that poisoning, and Jolteon, who is in love with Abomasnow at the moment, is actually immobilized by that love, but Umbreon isn't, and it goes for that Meteor Beam, which is super effective, and Abomasnow is eliminated with that massive hit from Umbreon. Go-Goat needs to do something now. It's going to set up for a Solar Blade. It's going to absorb light on this turn. It needs to make sure it gets through the next turn, because the 2 evolutions are only targeting it as they continue to feel the effects of that poisoning. And Jolteon with the speed advantage goes for a super effective Gunk Shot onto Go-Goat. And just like the first elimination took out Leafeon, the last elimination takes out Go-Goat with a Gunk Shot. And the Holo Heroes have gotten the huge victory in what was a massive back and forth match between these two sides, and this will move them up into 4th place. They are now in the Elite Four, which is great for them, because next round they will be taking on the Pastore Cascade, whereas the Striking Greens next round will be at a huge type disadvantage, going up against the currently undefeated Motorstoke Engines. I cannot wait for that one, but until then, Nidorinos and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.